Alright, so this is the lever for the, yeah, primary lever. It's that we, anyway, it's one of the levers. Yeah, 5/16 and a piece of, it's all, leaf spring stock. Just a big ugly hole. So I spent some time playing around with it. I've got the lever out, and I've got a piece of 5/16 spring steel, and the 3/8 was a little bit too thick and was kind of making it a little bit difficult to engage up at the top end. And we only need a little tiny bit, so we're going to go with this. I've got to get these clamped together, get the stick out, just a few tacks, and stick it back in and we'll see what it does. I think that's actually all we're going to need. I don't want to put a whole bunch of heat into this because I don't want to deform the hole and get it to where it doesn't want to go back in. Okay, yeah, that barely squeezes in there. That's good. What about this? Yay! Wait, let go. Let go. Let go. You're too hot to mess with. Alright, here we are with our same scrap test piece. Going half depth. Alright, we're actually very usable now. Find my scale. I want to measure. Yep, and it's still coming back to zero. All right, well, I did find screws. They even go all the way in. Oops. I think I probably should have bought more of these screws too. Now I just need to figure out what size Allen key this is, but I'll get a T-handle specifically to keep. Probably a couple of them, specifically just to keep on these machines. This has got to be the most exciting YouTube video you've watched today. Oh man, this one freaking hole is not drilled and tapped deep enough. Oh, which means I'm gonna have to cut all these stupid screws. Did I drop one? I don't even have them all installed and I've already lost one. So, I forgot. What am I trying to do? Make a pedal Oh, this hole's not deep enough either. Story of my life. Don't go anywhere, Spring. You're our only hope. Alright, so I'm trying to do a few things without spending any money. This is going to be the pedal. And it's going to fit in here. These two pieces are going to get welded together in here on the inside here. And then this will get attached to the outside. This will be our pivot bolt. And I'm hoping that the little bit of angle in it will help give us a little bit of an extra mechanical advantage. I cut some tabs up that are just going to get welded straight to this handle. I had some concerns about, not knowing what this was made out of, and as I'm working more and more with this, I'm realizing this is all just junk. This is probably just a chromed cold roll bar. Yeah, so I'm just going to weld these tabs onto it, and then I'm going to have this bar. It's going to actuate it. So we'll just sandwich these. They'll get all welded to the bar, and then the whole thing will get slipped into the frame as a unit. And then we'll figure out where the hole is going to go on the lower end of the mount, and hope I have enough travel, because if not, it looks like I'm going to have to turn the thing upside down and recut the hole in the bottom of the frame. And make it bigger, because I don't think I've got the bottom enough range of motion to get the bottom hole forward far enough without either putting a bend in the rod or something. Yeah, I'm anxious to get it together to see if this will all work. All I've got left is to chop this down. I'm going to cut it a little bit long because I've got plenty of length for to use the offcut for the pivot. I'm going to cut it extra long, and then I'll just chop off of this end until it clears and does the stuff it needs to do on the inside. I've just got to clean these up and strip the chrome off of here so I can weld this together. And then I can figure out where to put the hole on the pedal, and we'll get going. Alright, let's fish this guy down through here. Let's grab that. I'm going to cut like a 3/4 of an inch off. Alright, closer. Go another 3/4 of an inch off. There we go. Alright, now I've got full range of motion. The rod goes all the way through like it's supposed to. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how high we can go. I have a pretty good idea. I don't think I want the pedal going up much higher than this. So the question is, this is about as high as it needs to go. Okay, yeah, it's pretty obvious I'm gonna have to and bigging that hole up top. Yeah, I just don't have enough ratio, and there's not enough lever. Maybe if I bend this bar, let me try bending it first. So I just put a bend on the end of the bar. Just BFH'd it over the anvil. This is 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch for those wondering. Okay. This is about where I was hoping it would attach. Ooh, that is awesome. I'm gonna poke a hole right there in the drill press because my 1/2 inch bits are all dull. This all should work now. And I'm just putting this together with a bolt for the time being. Oh man, I egg-shaped that stupid hole. Step bit to the rescue. Womp womp. Could try drilling another hole there. You know what? Let's try that. Try this again. I went and trimmed this off because it was bottoming out. Also moved the hole. There's a little bit of space to go forward. I also bent the rod up at the top to give a little bit more clearance up at the top end of the stroke. Yeah, it's hitting internally. My little tabs I've got welded to the handle are interfering. So this little decorative plate that they cut out and recessed to make it look like it was cast is interfering slightly right here. I thought we had enough room to make it under there. I think I might just try to take this corner off and see if it won't just guide itself down with that corner rounded off. So that might have been a little bit more than just rounding off the corner. Let's see what happens. Hey. Need a return spring on the pedal. But that is practically effortless. Yeah, we've put quite a bit more in that. Yeah, I would dare say all this guy needs now is a return spring. I think it would be nice to have a better, to have it stiffened up a little bit. But I mean, this is perfectly functional now, you know, 3 days later. This is 22, maybe 24, and it's painted. Let's see what it does. I'm probably going to make these things disgusting now. Oh, yeah, it is just annihilating that. Like, I'm not even pretending to put any weight on that. It's just rolling it right over. Next step here is definitely going to be a return spring and putting a pedal on the end of this arm. Replace the spring in the shrinker because that is the part that I really need. Stretching you can do pretty easy with a hammer. But shrinking is a pain in the ass to do by hand. I mean, I can do it, but I don't want to. Made a template for that recess on the sides. I'm going to fill it with some of this leaf spring. I'm going to trim it down, fit it down into the recess, weld it up, and then cut these plates to lap over top of that, weld that on, and I hope that'll get rid of most of the flex in this frame. And I think I'm going to cut these with a torch. Also the spring to fit it down in that recess. So I've got to take like 1/4 of an inch off so it'll sit down inside the weld. Yeah, maybe 1/2 inch. Oh. So I should probably template that too. Or just wing it. Got that to fit pretty good. I only had to go 1 or 2 heats to get that into shape, but it fits up really nice. Yeah, that joggle right there is not going to work out too well because that's where we cut it and offset it. So there's actually a step in the material. It's not a continuous curve. What I'll probably do is I'll get it hot, weld it up here, and then try to hammer it up. I'll have to wait until it's welded in place before I do that, otherwise it'll just shift and move. But yeah, it fits pretty good. I'm going to have to fill that in with weld. Yeah, should be pretty good. Fits the other side about the same. So yeah, since all of that's been hot, it should weld really well just as is. I just gotta spark up the stick welder and buzz it down. up, so now we've only got a total of like a 32nd of an inch, or like 3/64 of an inch of movement, which is practically nothing. Still haven't messed with the shrinker jaws because I gotta mess with that spring first and try to get it hooked up. There is a slight misalignment. It's like a 1/4 or 3/16 of an inch. There's only about an 1/8 inch in the frame, but the jaws are slightly, I don't know why the jaws don't sit square, as square as the frame. I'm not entirely sure I can get that straightened back out with as much bracing as we've got welded to this thing now. Alright, so it is all done from a fabrication standpoint, or at least mostly done. Still got to make a proper pivot pin, but I want to get the rest of this in use a little bit and make sure that this is going to work, and that, you know, I don't need to change a bunch of stuff. I don't think I will have to, because it is working as is. Obviously I still need to clean it up. I want to paint it. I did go buy paint earlier today when I got that little extension spring. But yeah, the only thing left is this misalignment bothers me. I don't think it's enough that it'll keep it from functioning and being able to work, but it does bother me. Yeah, but that's aside from that lower hinge pin, I think it's pretty well ready to use. I think I'm going to go ahead and stick the shrinker dies on it real quick and go wheel on this sample piece I've been playing with, and see how it does. While I was looking for the extension spring, I managed to find the another box of springs that actually has a better set of springs than the one that I cut up and put in here. So, are we using them now? Of course not. It's been a week now and I really want to see this shrinker work. This is the whole point of buying this whole thing, was so that I could use the shrinker. I still need to add mounts on this because I'm going to attach a planishing hammer on the back here that'll swivel to move in and out of the way. I am just going to weld the mounts for that directly to the side here, but I'm going to hold off painting this whole thing until after I get the planishing hammer set up. So overall my plan is to use the planishing hammer. I'm going to make a set of linear stretching dies and use the planishing hammer to do most of my stretching work instead of using an actual stretcher. So, because these things leave quite a few marks in the material. Although this particular set of jaws actually doesn't seem to be too bad. Well, that particular set of stretching jaws anyway. Haven't seen these in action yet, but my stretcher jaws actually don't seem to do a whole lot of damage to the panels. So, but planishing hammer is still a lot cleaner. It doesn't leave all the teeth marks, so I don't have to worry about removing them. So, overall, I think it'll be a much cleaner plan. All right, here we go. What we've been waiting for this whole time. To work on that, get them to sit a little better in there. Nothing. Well, isn't that some shit? I think I had a plan for this yesterday, and then I took, a sleep. I don't have the highest of hopes in my ability to drill a hole either, so I probably could not have made these better. Hey, no. Oh, do something fancy. No, that's gonna be a waste of time. Oh no, my tungsten pin broke. In fact, this is pretty sketchy. Hopefully that is not foreshadowing. We're right back where we started. Except for now the bolt is really hot. Ow! I'm sure somebody was probably watching me do that going, you're a dumbass. I am going to go back to my second idea, and now I don't remember what I was going to do.